You've been told that silence is strength, but what if staying silent is the very thing destroying your respect, your boundaries, and even your future? There are moments in life where silence doesn't make you wise, it makes you invisible. Moments where not speaking up quietly teaches the world that you can be ignored, dismissed, and walked over without consequences. The Stoics never preached passive silence. They taught control, awareness, and the courage to act when it truly matters. Because there's a dangerous illusion many people fall into, confusing restraint with weakness. And if you don't recognize the difference, you may be surrendering your power without even realizing it. Today, you'll discover the 7 situations where you must never stay silent, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. The philosophy of Stoicism, taught by Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, was never about suppressing your voice. It was about mastering it, knowing when silence protects your peace and when it quietly destroys your dignity. Because silence can be a shield, but in the wrong moments, it becomes a cage. Situation 1. When facing injustice. There is a kind of silence that feeds what is wrong. Every time you witness something unjust and choose to stay quiet, you unintentionally give permission for it to continue. Injustice thrives in environments where no one dares to challenge it. This doesn't mean reacting with anger or chaos. Stoicism teaches calm strength, but calm does not mean silent. It means speaking with clarity without losing control. Imagine watching a fire spread and choosing to say nothing. That's what silence does in the face of injustice. It allows destruction to grow unchecked. Your voice used with reason can interrupt that cycle. Situation 2. When your boundaries are crossed. If you don't define your limits, the world will define them for you, and it will rarely be in your favor. Every time someone disrespects your time, your energy, or your values, and you say nothing, you are training them on how to treat you. Silence, in this case, is not peace. It is permission. Think of your boundaries as the walls of a city. Without them, everything invades. With them, only what you allow can enter. Speaking up doesn't require aggression, it requires firmness. A simple, clear stance is often more powerful than emotional reactions. Situation 3. When truth must be spoken. Lies don't need strength to survive. They only need silence. Truth, on the other hand, depends on those who are willing to carry it, even when it's uncomfortable. There will be moments where speaking the truth feels risky, where staying quiet feels safer. But every time truth is suppressed, confusion grows stronger, and over time, silence begins to distort reality itself. Stoics believed in aligning with truth above all, not as a weapon, but as a responsibility. Because a life built on silence in the face of lies slowly becomes a life disconnected from what is real. If you've made it this far, take a moment to subscribe to Stoic Spring. This is where you start building the habit of protecting your inner peace and growing into a more grounded, disciplined version of yourself. Situation 4. When someone needs guidance. There are moments when your experience, your perspective, or even your simple words could change the direction of someone's life. But many people hold back. They think it's not my place, or what if I'm wrong, and so they stay silent. But wisdom kept to yourself helps no one. You don't need to have all the answers. Sometimes, a single honest insight, a different way of seeing things, is enough to spark clarity in someone else. Think of knowledge as a light. When you hide it, the room stays dark. When you share it, even briefly, you create the possibility of direction. And often, you'll never fully know the impact your words had. Situation 5. When silence is being used against you. Silence can be a tool, but it can also be a weapon, especially when others use it to manipulate, control, or create confusion. The silent treatment, emotional withdrawal, or calculated absence of communication can all be forms of quiet control. And if you respond with more silence, you step directly into their game. Stoicism does not teach passivity in the face of manipulation. It teaches awareness and self-command. Recognize when silence is no longer peace but pressure, and in those moments, speaking clearly breaks the illusion. You take back control not by reacting emotionally, but by refusing to be controlled in silence. Situation 6. When your reputation is at stake. Your reputation is not built only on what you do, but also on what you allow others to say without response. There are times when staying silent may seem like the higher ground. But if false narratives are left unanswered, they begin to solidify as truth in the minds of others. Stoicism teaches dignity, not passivity. Defending your name does not require anger, nor does it require endless explanations. It requires calm, direct clarity. A few well-chosen words spoken with composure can protect what took years to build. Because if you don't define your story, someone else will, and they may not tell it in your favor. Situation 7. When you have the power to inspire change, there are moments in life when your voice can go beyond defending yourself and begin shaping the world around you. A word of courage, a message of truth, a perspective that challenges the ordinary. These are the moments where silence becomes a missed opportunity. Too many people underestimate the impact of their voice. They believe influence belongs only to the loud, the famous, or the powerful. But real influence often starts quietly, with one person choosing to speak when it matters most. Your words, when aligned with purpose and reason, carry weight. They can shift mindsets, awaken awareness, and inspire action in ways you may never fully witness. And that is precisely why they matter. In the end, mastering silence is not about speaking less. It's about knowing when silence serves you and when it silently harms you. The Stoic does not remain quiet out of fear. The Stoic chooses silence with intention and breaks it with purpose. So the next time you hesitate and ask yourself, is this silence protecting my peace or costing me my power? Because your voice, used wisely, is not noise, it is direction. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to Stoic Spring. This is how you begin transforming your life, by building the habit of protecting your inner peace and growing stronger, calmer, and more in control every single day. And now tell me in the comments, which of these situations do you struggle with the most?